setting expectations and giving feedback is to be able to follow up and say, hey, you did a great job. Like, let's keep growing, and creating those development cycles where they understand like doing a good job here means you're going to get recognized, which encourages continued development.
Why do you think most leaders don't do that, in your opinion, and
I
the
think
people you've worked with?
I think it's fear. Like, part of it is just fear of conflict, like not knowing how to have that conversation. I think especially right now, being concerned people are going to quit if they give them feedback. So I think there definitely is that fear factor for a lot of businesses that are struggling to find employees. If I'm critical of this person, are they going to, then leave and I'll have a gap? I'd rather have this person that's doing a half good job as opposed to having nobody in the spot. So I think there's a lot of, and I think it all boils down to just them not knowing how to have that conversation effectively.
Yeah.
Because a lot of businesses start with somebody who just had an idea. Like, I was a plumber, so now I started a plumbing business. But as the business grows, now you have to bring people on, and nobody ever showed this person how to lead effectively. So now they have managers that also don't know how to lead effectively, and it kind of becomes a spiral.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I'd piggyback off that I had to do, and granted, obviously I didn't fear conflict as much coming from the sports world. And, if you know my personality and some of my history and, pushing guys hard. But I think the other thing that I struggle with now as a business owner myself, leading the business, was that you have to be so dang intentional to get it done. Like, if it's not on your calendar, if it's not planned, like, you got to know, hey, every month we are doing this, not just like, oh, now I feel like doing it. And that was something I did as a coach, because you're always with those guys. But as a business leader, you got to have those schedule points, just dialed in and say like, hey, we're meeting, like you said, whether it's quarterly, monthly, whatever it is. And I think too many people, Sam Presti said this, great leader, GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I love this. It was so good. And it applies to sports and business. But he said, flying by the seat of your pants usually precedes crashing by the seat of your pants.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
And yes. I think that's what happens with this communication. Like you said, so many people don't do it and fear it and, can't provide the clarity everyone wants. And like the big word we've been with player development, with NBA players, and again, working with some of the best freaking, in the country. But like being intentional as a coach and being intentional as a leader and intentional with our employees, that word intentional and taking an intentional an approach has provided so much great results for us.
I love it. I want to transition away from the conflict resolution piece. And I see a lot of people struggle when they hire people that are smarter than them. So, which is what you should do as a leader, right? Hire people that are better than you. And I think there's a comparison with you as a basketball trainer, and you're training like the best basketball players in the world. I would imagine like you don't think you're better than Dame, you don't think you're better than Anthony Simons, but you understand you're still able to help and support them. So I'm curious if you ever felt imposter syndrome, like how you worked through that, or just what is your approach when you're working with people that are just the best at what they do?
Yeah, that's, man, we could go so many different ways with that. I'll start off with kind of how you ended the question when you say when you're working with someone who's better than you. Like those guys, I played small college basketball. I was never an NBA player. I think, let's just say start from here across the board. Self-belief is a real deal. It is for me. It is for you. It's something that's not talked about enough, in my opinion. It's something that's not worked on enough, in my opinion. One thing I work with teams, individuals, and corporations on, I have a 4-point speaking subject. It's called the guardrails. And there are 4 guardrails we all need set up in our life to keep us from falling off or to keep us from getting off track. And the 4th guardrail is the guardrail of self-belief. If you don't have a guardrail of self-belief set up in your life, it's going to be hard to stay on track. It's going to be hard to keep going on that track, even if you are on the right track. Like that, and so self-belief's honestly something I've struggled with. And people see me and meet me and, oh, you're a great speaker and you're great at getting people better and you're always so confident and you have a great presence. I get compliments on that, but I still struggle with self-belief. And again, I think it's something that needs to be talked about more and worked on more.
Dude.